Owen Nied from Channel 5 News. I'm standing here and it's very windy and there's a lot of snow on the ground. Now, if you look closely, I stepped forward one step and you can see that I was previously standing there and now I am standing here. The wind is very noisy and there's a lot of snow on the ground, as you can see by the direction in which my hand is pointing. Now, you can see my hood is kind of blowing to one side, meaning that the wind is coming from the west, blowing me this way. It's very windy.
Hi, I'm Owen Nied. I live in a small rural community in upstate New York, and all my life I could never really pin myself down to doing one thing. I knew I had many interests, and I like to jump between these interests. Some of these include music, art, photography, film, like the short funny clip you saw in the beginning, and writing. In 2011, I entered a YouTube competition sponsored by the Ukulele Festival of Great Britain. I was given a spot to perform on their main stage. The following year, I was brought back as a featured performer. The festival gave me a wonderful, but scary opportunity to perform with a great band from Belgium called the Winen Boys. We literally had 20 minutes to rehearse, and only one of the band members spoke English, but somehow as musicians we all pulled it together and it came out a great show. In 2013, I toured Paris, performing at some local indie clubs to a mainly French audience. They were remarkably receptive to my music.
Applaudissez donc ce cher Owen Nied ici.
In 2014, I toured the Southwest and was the youngest performer to ever headline at the Taos Inn in New Mexico. For 3 years in a row, I was selected as a performing artist by the Oneonta New York Concert Association. Yes, on the ukulele. As a musician, what has helped me grow more than anything is collaborating with other musicians.
Oh, when I saw you, saw that smile, I haven't seen it for a while, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Made me feel.
Listen to me, tell you how I feel. I'm so tired, just take the wheel.
In elementary school, I studied ballet, jazz, and tap, and I always wanted the opportunity to compose music for movement. I was thrilled to compose original music for the 2015 season of Air Dance New Mexico. Sometimes a song starts with a little simple thing like a riff, something that's like a little intro, it gets really catchy. And I didn't even have a chord progression when I started out with this song. I started with something that was kind of something like this, I guess. And I knew I had that part of the song. And then I really realized that this song was kind of going in more of a Latin direction, so I needed something that had a kind of grooving rhythm thing. So then I came up with this. From there, I started layering parts and I started creating more of the full-fledged song. I decided to do a little introduction. You can see there's a fade in here. What I thought the next logical step to be would be to add some type of a percussion track. Just cajon and shaker and bongo. And I single tracked these and I stacked them up, and they were all doing counter rhythms to each other. I'll show you what I have here with the vocal track.
Leaves flutter down like birds helping each other down from the nest down to the ground, like tissue paper curled around green branches.
I like my vocals to sound like the band is playing live and the vocals are live on top of the band, because I want the whole sound of the mix to sound very vivid and sound like very visual. And the last two things I did were I added a bass track and a lead guitar track. And lastly, what I had was a lead guitar track that I really want to show you because it's very, very cool. It's got a very kind of spy movie sound, but it really works with the Latin feel. So I'm going to play for you really quickly the full track.
Leaves flutter down like...
Unlike art and music, school hasn't always been easy for me, particularly in math. But I worked hard, I did extra work, and I got extra help. I was able to climb from a GPA of 82 to a GPA of 90 and high honor roll. And that's something that I'm really proud of.
My gym teacher.
What's your name again?
Owen!
It doesn't sound familiar.
I'm in your class every day!
That's right.
Writing, particularly poetry, has always been important to me. I was honored to have my writing selected for multiple writing conferences, including Pen in Hand and the New England Young Writers Conference. There I stand, right between the speakers, that sweet spot where bass and treble mingle. The swirling synth makes me tingle, guitar and cymbals jingle jangle, and disorienting vocals tangle. I'm instantly transported back to steamy blacktop streets. Kids in all-star sneakers stand between the speakers, drowning out all their day's troubles in a sonic stew. This psychedelic brew, their minds empty, their thoughts are few. Reverberation all over the nation, this new sound is everyone's fascination. Propulsive bass blasts my face, the trippy teens taste the girls in their all-star sneakers. They stand between the speakers. That fantastic place with the bass in your face and piano-like air woven into girls' hair. Beneath barrette clips and drawn-up lips and circling their hips it roars. Suburban trees and plain white tees mingle in the street. They all feel that beat, that psychedelic heat keeps them on their feet. Now I'm back, the speakers stacked in a row behind me. I'm feeling free in musical ecstasy, a great wall of sound. I turn it up loud and in between the speakers I stand. When I draw or paint, I'm interested in drawing different types of fabrics, textures, and different types of characters as well. I'm interested in photographing things that make people smile. Pets, dancing, roller skating, clouds. I serve as co-vice chair of the Schoharie County, New York Youth Board, which develops programs for at-risk young people. I have been presenting a series of concerts for patients at the Cobleskill Community Hospital and health clinics. I have volunteered for the Center for Sustainable Rural Communities, working on environmental and social justice issues, and have performed benefit concerts for flood relief efforts for rural upstate New York communities.